Hello class! Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang hapon, at magandang gabi sa inyong lahat and welcome back to my channel kung saan meron na naman tayong kaalaman na pag-aaralan at matututunan. And I am very excited guys to start our discussion and to share to you our lesson, okay? I will try my best na matutunan or may matutunan kayo sa ating video in this day. But before we are going to start our class sharing, let me first introduce myself. Okay, once again, hello everyone. My name is Bea Hinautan and I am a college student of program which is Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Electronics Technology, and I am from section 1-11B. So may motto o yung pinaniniwalaan kong kasabihan, success is the fruit of hard work, determination, and faith. So yun. So now, this is the very exciting part kasi pag-aaralan natin ang the origin of photography. I know some of you everyone wonder na paano ba yung way ng photography dati or paano ba mag-take ng picture yung mga tao dati, because right now we are really in the modern world kung saan kahit sa cellphone lang natin is pwede na tayong makapag-take ng picture o makagawa ng photography, di ba? But before we are going to discuss about the origin or sa main topic natin which is the origin of photography, I just want you to have our introduction first, which is knowing kung ano ba ang definition ng photography. Okay? So, alamin muna natin kung ano nga ba ang photography or ano ang definition nito. Okay? So, nakikita nyo naman sa ating screen or sa ating PowerPoint. Okay? Let me read this. So, photography is from the Greek word phos, okay? Which is translate to light, while graphe is translate to drawing. So, meaning to say, meron pala tayong dalawang Greek words sa ating photography, which is the phos and graphe. Meaning to say, it is a light drawing or drawing with light. So, simply put, photography is the process of capturing light to create an image. So, ito pala yung pagpaprocess or it is a process of capturing light para makagawa or makabuo ng image. And that is photography. Okay? So, this is executed through the use of camera, either film ba yan or digital, which is that is the definition of photography. Okay? So, again guys, meron tayong Greek word which is ang phos and graphe. And it is drawing with light or light drawing. And the photography ulit ay process, okay? Process ng pag-capture ng light para makabuo tayo ng image. Okay? So, aside from the definition, guys, have you also know na ang photography ay isa palang form of art or it is also kinds of art? So, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam or hindi nyo pa alam na, yung photography pala, form of art pala yan, pero paano? So, in what way na naging form of art ang photography? Kasi, di ba most of the time, pag nakakarinig tayo ng art, ang madalas na lumalabas or naiisip natin is painting, drawing, 'di ba, sculpture, but without knowing na yung photography pala is an art of form din pala. Okay? So now, let us read the definition kung bakit nga ba naging form of art ang photography. Okay? So, photography is a powerful art form. Napaka-powerful pala nito ha. That captures moment in life, preserving memories and emotions. Well, totoo nga naman talaga na ang photography is nakakatulong sa atin in able to capture moments or beautiful places or views like mountain views, mga ganyan, 'di ba? So, also even doing a selfie or mga important occasion, even mga simple occasion din. And yeah, Through the use of light, composition, and technical skills, photographers, okay, and even us na kahit normal people lang talaga, no, transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. So, yeah, it encompasses a vast range of styles, techniques, and subjects, offering endless opportunities for creativity and expression. So, yun naman pala yung reason kung bakit naging form of art si photography, because it offering endless opportunities for creativity and expression. So, when we go back to the definition talaga ng art, so art is an expression or a way of expressing the ideas, feelings, or even the emotion and also the imagination of an artist or a human. So, kaya pala naging form of art din ang photography kasi we use it also as an expression, di ba? So, using a camera and able to express ano ba yung gusto nating i-express. And aside from that is we use creativeness. So, bakit? Kasi di ba yung mga photographer and even us, di ba, kapag nagtitake tayo ng selfie or gumagawa tayo ng photography is inaayos natin, di ba? Nahahanapan natin ng angle, patayo ba or pa-landscape, ganyan. So, patagilid ba para lang makuha natin or ma-achieve natin yung gusto natin na output ng ating pinipicturean or yung kinakapture natin. Okay? So, yeah, that is our short introduction when it comes to the definition of photography and how the photography become an art or a form of art. Now, let's swim or dive into our main topic, which is the origin of photography. Okay? So, I know some of you talaga nag-wonder, sino kaya yung mga inventor. Ano ba yan? Bigla akong nawala. But yeah, so sino kaya yung mga naging inventor natin before? Nakaka-curious, no? Like, paano kaya nagsimula ang photography? Same ba siya ngayon sa photography natin? Or ibang klase? So now, we have 5 stages to discuss about the evolution of photography or a background of photography. Okay? Excited na ba kayo? Kasi ako excited na din akong i-share sa inyo yung aking kaalaman tungkol sa origin of photography. Okay, so first is, makikita niyo naman sa ating slide. So first is ang camera obscura, which is happened or na-invent siya in the 5th century BCE or before Christ's event. So, are you familiar with the camera obscura, guys? Okay, so as you can see on the image, this is a camera obscura. So, now let us define or alamin natin kung ano ba yung camera obscura or its own definition. So, the camera obscura is a dark box with a small hole, okay, or a pinhole. Was the precursor to modern cameras like light entering through the hole would project an image onto the opposite wall. So, as you can see on the image, guys, so camera obscura is a dark box with a small hole or a pinhole. So, if you wonder na ang camera obscura is same sa atin, sa camera natin ngayon na digital, no, it's not. Okay? Hindi siya digital camera, but it is a dark box or madilim na kahon or box na merong butas, okay? Na maliit lang. Okay, so as you can see on the picture naman, no, 'di ba? Nakikita ninyo, ito yung camera obscura. So, nakikita nyo dito yung may parang shade. Yan yung dark box and meron siyang maliit na butas. And there is an image or merong image sa labas and yung nakikita ninyo na direction, yan yung ray or yung sinag. Okay? And papasok yan sa maliit na butas at nakaka-project siya ng image. And that is camera obscura or kung paano siya nangyayari na nakaka-project siya ng image. Okay? It is really different right now. So, for you to understand everyone, no, kung paano ba nagagawa or paano ba tong camera obscura na nakaka-project ng image, so I will be going to show to you, or I prepare for a short video clip para mas maintindihan ninyo, no, yung camera obscura. So this is just watch it. So it is a man na ginawa niya yung kwarto niya into camera obscura. Okay? Just watch the video, guys.
Camera obscura is a dark box or room with a small hole in one of its outside facing walls that lets in light to produce an upside down and backwards image on the opposing wall. The discovery of this device predates the invention of photography by centuries and was used as a tool for artists to trace their subject matter, rendering perspective with complete accuracy. In the 19th century, Nicéphore Niépce began to experiment with light-sensitive materials in the camera obscura, eventually leading to the invention of photography. Here's what you'll need to get started. Scrap cardboard or black trash bags or a black plastic sheeting like I have here. Painter's tape or duct tape depending on how sturdy you want the materials to hold. Painter's tape is more transparent, so you may have to layer it in places, but it's much easier to remove. Electrical tape is optional but can be very helpful. Scissors, a blade, a pencil, washers. I like to have a couple different options so I can play around with different aperture sizes. If you don't have a washer, then you could find a coin or something circular with a small diameter. A thin piece of cardstock to mount your lens to, a sunny day, and a room with a window. The less amount of windows in a room, the less you have to cover. North-facing windows are preferable so that the sun moving across the southern sky is always lighting your view and not looking into the sun. Now we're ready to build the camera obscura. First, remove any window furnishings you have so that it's easier to access the windows. Then, measure your windows and cut down the cardboard or plastic sheeting to the size needed to cover them completely. Tape up your cardboard or plastic sheeting, trying to go all the way around the material with the tape as much as you can so that you are not letting in any additional light. You can turn off the light in your room to check and see if there's any areas where light is coming through. If there are, use your tape to patch them. Let's head back to our table to prepare the aperture. I'm going to trace the inside and outside of the washer. Then I'm going to cut a hole around the inside circle. Next, I'll place my washer back where I had traced it and tape it to my lens board. As I mentioned before, if you don't have a washer, then you can trace around something like a coin that has a small diameter, then cut out the circle with your blade. As with all apertures, the smaller the hole, the sharper the focus of the image. But the image will appear darker and more difficult to see. Using a larger hole will create a brighter image, but the focus may be a bit blurrier. Next, cut a small hole or rectangle in your material over the window you're using as your view. Plan for this hole to be slightly bigger than the size of the aperture, but smaller than your lens board. Next, I'll tape the lens board over the hole I've made on my window covering. I'm going to add some additional electrical tape to block out any light that may be shining through the thin cardstock. You may be asking yourself, but Nick, what if the walls in my room are painted dark? Well, that's a relatively easy fix. Try to find an old white sheet or some pieces of whiteboard and tape or pin them to the wall to create a more reflective surface for the light. When you shut the door to the room, put a towel in front of it to help block the light from coming underneath. Now turn off the lights and you're inside a camera. Let your eyes adjust to the darkness and more details will slowly start to reveal themselves. Your view probably does not look this bright, but that's expected. This image was taken inside the room with a slow shutter speed and high ISO to capture the light falling across the different surfaces. If you happen to have some old eyeglasses around the house, experiment with the lenses by putting them in front of the aperture to see if it sharpens or brightens your image. In this photograph, I put a plus 0.25 eyeglass lens in front of the aperture and it is almost perfectly in focus.
Okay, so perfect. Well done. I hope na mas naintindihan ninyo yung way ng paggamit ng camera obscura and how it project an image, no? But have you ever wondered, guys, or na-notice nyo ba na bakit kaya baliktad yung naproproject na image ni camera obscura? So, from this na andun yung image or andun yung bagay na pinoproject niya is pag punta natin doon sa camera obscura o doon sa dark place na kung saan na doon na project niya yung image is baliktad na. So, it is it is because walang lens si camera obscura. It's just a box or a dark room na may butas, na may maliit na butas. So, walang lens si camera obscura. Meaning to say, walang tumutulong or walang nagko-correct doon sa path or doon sa dinadaanan ng sinag or ng ray na ayusin siya para hindi bumaliktad yung image. So, that is really important. Sa ating camera, meron tayong lens kasi kino-correct niya yung path. So, let's deeply explain that para mas maintindihan ninyo. So, go back dito sa image ng camera obscura. So, di ba nakikita ninyo yung ulo nung lalaki? So, dito sa labas, dito sa my left side is nakatayo siya. But, ang nangyari sa kabila na, which is yung camera obscura, is, or yung dark box is, yung na-project niya is baliktad na. Because yung sinag na galing sa itaas, pababa kasi yung kanyang direction para pumasok siya dito sa maliit na butas. Unlike kung nandito yung butas sa taas, di ba? But it's still different kasi nga maliit din talaga yung butas. So, yung sinag or yung ray, dadaan yan sa maliit na butas which is pababa. Kaya yung image na naproproject niya is nasa baba imbes na sa taas. So, ganun din sa kabila. Which is dito, nakikita ninyo yung leeg niya dito sa left side is nasa baba siya, pero pagdaan nung ray or nung sinag dito sa maliit na butas is pataas siya. Okay, in addition guys, if you have noticed or kung napansin ninyo na yung mga cameras natin, like yung mga cellphone natin or laptop or other gadgets na may camera is meron silang lens para mas natutulungan or at least kapag tayo ay nag-take ng photos is in the same position pa din siya. When we are going to look sa screen niya is kapag tayo ay nakatayo, so pagtingin natin or after taking the picture is nakatayo pa rin tayo, hindi nakabaliktad yung picture or let's say yung ulo natin in the same position pa din and yung katawan natin ganon. Unlike kay camera obscura na walang lens, kaya ang nangyayari pag nagpo-project siya ng image is baliktad kasi walang tumutulong na makorek yung path o yung dinadaanan ng sinag or nung ray doon sa maliit na butas para maging straight or maging same position yung image. Okay? I hope na mas naintindihan nyo siya or mas na-explain ko siya ng maayos. But if you are still wonder sa property or mas you are looking to a brief or mas deep explanation pa sa camera obscura, there is a lot of books na makikita ninyo sa website or sa Google na mas makakapag bigay pa sa inyo na explanation when it comes to the reason bakit baliktad si camera obscura or I mean bakit baliktad yung project ng image ni camera obscura. Okay? Meron, I know na may camera obscura, meaning to say, merong mga tao behind or at the back of this camera obscura. Okay? So, we have 3 person na i-introduce ko sa inyo. Okay? So, we have Alhazen. Okay? So, Alhazen is a scientist from Iraq and he made a significant improvement explaining how light traveled in straight line and created the pinhole camera. So, si Alhazen po ang nag-create or ang nag-invent po ng camera obscura. And as you can see is 11th century pa niya to ginawa. But siguro hindi pa siya nakilala, but because of Mozi, a Chinese philosopher, he is the one who first mentioned the camera obscura, which mentioned or which introduced or let's say mas nakilala pa on the 5th century before Christ event. Okay? So, nakita ni Mozi na, may camera obscura na ginawa si Alhazen and he introduced it especially on how it project an image, 'di ba? So, baka nalilito kayo guys sa bakit bakit mas latest si 5th century kaysa kay 11th century or kay Alhazen? Kasi yung pagbilang ng time period before is pa negative or paatras. So the more na yung number tumataas, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ang nangyayari, ang time period niyan is paatras or mas hindi siya latest. But the more na yung number niya is nag-decrease or bumaba, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the more na mas latest yung bagay, okay? And that is how the time period before counted, okay? So ganun yung pagbibilang ng time period, kaya paatras siya. But after that naman, or the AD is nasa accurate na yung pagbilang niya, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. 9, 10. Okay? So, yeah. During the 11th century pa, na-create si camera obscura, but mas nakilala siya during the 5th century, which is mentioned by a Chinese philosopher, and that is Mozi. And because of that na obserbahan ng isa sa pinakasikat or kilala din talaga na philosopher sa industriya ng philosophy, which is si Aristotle, and he also observed the same effect with the light passing through a pinhole, which is nakapag-create din siya ng mga marami pang explanation in regards sa property na nagagawa ni camera obscura, na kung saan yung pagdaan ng liwanag doon sa maliit na butas na nakaka-project ng image. Okay? So, this 3 person is really important din naman talaga sa isang tao na nakapag-create ng first permanent photograph. Okay, and no other than this is Joseph Nicéphore Niépce, okay, or Niépce, okay. So it is Joseph Nicéphore Niépce. So he is a French inventor who created the first permanent photograph, because as you notice or as you know, or for those na hindi pa nakakaalam, si camera obscura kasi is for temporary lang siya. Okay? For temporary lang siya. Especially kapag wala ng light or wala ng liwanag. Unlike na lang kung nakatira ka sa malapit sa pole like Norway, other part of Finland or Alaska or Iceland, na there are times na sa isang buong buwan is 24 hours ang daylight nila. Like, mostly sa Norway is middle of April to end of August. 24 hours yung daylight nila dyan, guys. Kaya kahit gabi, maliwanag sa kanila. So, aside from that, is si camera obscura kasi is kapag dinala mo siya, like let's say pupunta ka dito, nandito ka sa Bohol, tapos pupunta ka ng Cebu. Tapos, iba na yung mapoproject niya na image. Kasi nga, live to live lang siya. So, that is what the reason na si Joseph is naka-invent siya or thinking na why not to have a permanent photograph or permanent picture. And that's why naka-create siya. By the year 1826 is nakagawa siya ng permanent photograph na nakilala nga naman talaga. And he used the process, guys, which is named heliography. Okay? So, heliography is from the Greek word which is helios, means a sun. Okay? Helios meaning is sun, while graphen is meaning is writing. So, he used a material also which is the bitumen of Judea. So, doon sa paggawa niya ng first permanent photograph is gumamit siya ng process which is called as heliography, and gumamit siya ng mga materials which is together with the camera obscura and also the 2 important materials, and yun yung bitumen of Judea, as you can see on the picture. Ito yun, ito siya yan. And also a pewter plate. So, yun yung dalawang materials na ginamit niya, and also together with camera obscura. And it exposed it to the light in camera obscura. So, yun yung naging way or yun yung process na nagawa ni Joseph para mabuo yung first permanent photograph. So, para mas maintindihan nyo guys, yung process ng paggawa or ng heliography, I will be showing again to you, or I will be going to show to you, video. So, meron akong hinanda na video para sa inyo guys, para mas maintindihan nyo pa. And para ma-experience nyo din yung, yung paggawa dati ng photograph or ng picture na na-invent ni Joseph. Okay? So, just watch the video. Okay guys, so I hope na mas naliwanagan kayo after you watch the video that I prepared. So, mas naliwanagan kayo sa process na ginawa or ginamit ni Joseph para mabuo yung permanent photograph, and that process is the heliography, okay? So, to summarize it guys, no, na yung nakita ninyo na plate, that is the pewter plate, and it is not a normal plate, okay guys? Hindi, baka inisip nyo na, yun ha, yung yero yun ha, yung sa sa bubong, hindi ha. Okay, it's a pewter plate, tapos yung binash niya doon, yun ay yung bitumen of Judea. Okay, yun yung binash niya doon, and nilagay yung plate doon sa camera obscura and inexpose sa light. And alam nyo ba guys kung ilang hours inexpose yun para mabuo yung image? It took 8 hours. Okay, it took 8 hours of exposing to the light para buo yung image. And here is now the result guys. So, ito yung image na nabuo. As you can see, the result is kind of a blurry, but at least permanent na siya. Hindi na siya temporary like ni camera obscura na pag-project niya ng image. At least ito permanent. So, kapag dinala mo to kahit saan, ito at ito pa rin siya. Okay? So, the image is titled as View from the Window at Legras. So, ito pala nakikita natin. Ito pala yung view nung Legras sa kanyang bintana. Sa bintana nung kinuhaan ni Joseph. So, this groundbreaking invention marked the beginning of the photographic era. So, ito na ang naging simula ng ating photography. At mas tawag nito nagsimula, 'di ba, sa ating photography. Dito na nagsimula yung mga inventions ng makikilala pa nating mga inventors, no? Hanggang sa sa ating panahon ngayon na grabe na talaga ka-improve. So, as you can see, no, na blurred pa siya, but now iba na yung yung quality ng photography natin ngayon. It is because of the invention and also yung mga tawag nito, yung mga problems din. Actually, in overall talaga, guys, ang evolution ng photography is andun pa rin naman. Ang nangyayari lang is, may naiisip yung mga inventors natin na, uy, kailangan pa nating i-improve pa. Okay? So, it's just evolution or like, let's say, improvement, evolveness na nangyayari during the era or the origin of photography. So, as you can see or as you can analyze sa ating diniscuss kanina na, diba, nagsimula ang photography sa camera obscura kung saan it is just a dark box na kung saan merong maliit na butas and nakakapag-project siya ng image. But, naisip niyo, Joseph, na yung naproproject na image ni camera obscura ay hindi siya good for permanent, but it is just temporary. So, nakaisip siya na why not to create image na yung good for permanent na siya, na kahit saan mo dalhin yun at yun pa rin. And yeah, nakapag-create siya gamit ang heliography process. So now, let's move forward sa another stage natin, which is the daguerreotype. Okay? It was happened during the 1839. Okay? So, in the first picture, guys, this is Louis Daguerre. Okay? He is also inventor. Okay? So, Louis Daguerre collaborating with Joseph. So, nakipag-collaborate siya kay Nicéphore or kay Joseph Nicéphore para mas ma-develop pa ang invention na nagawa niya or ang pag-create ng permanent photograph or permanent image. At yun, nakapag-isip si Louis Daguerre na why not to do or why not to improve more the permanent image by using the daguerreotype. Okay? So, kung saan mas pinabilis niya at mas malinaw pa ang kanyang image na naproproduce. Kasi, di ba, as what I said to you kanina, guys, and I showed to you yung example ni yung image nung first permanent picture or ng first permanent image is blurry pa siya. Okay? Blurry siya, tapos almost 9 hours or I mean 8 hours ang time exposure niya sa sun or sa light. Kaya naisip ni Daguerre na, uy, bakit hindi tayo gumawa ng something na mas mapadali pa yung pag-process ng pagbuo ng image. And that is why nakaisip sila or na-produce or na gawa ang daguerreotype. So, it used silver-coated plates exposed to light and developed using mercury vapor. This method became widely popular because it produced fast, clearer, and more permanent image. So, mas pinabilis nila kasi akala nyo ba 8 hours, so sa atin pa 8, 16, 24. So, sa isang araw, 3 permanent image na yung magagawa. Ay, hindi pa pala included yung kasi nga pala gabi walang light. So, at least 2 image lang or 2 permanent image lang yung magagawa sa isang araw. Kasi, kung papansinin mo sa gabi, wala namang daylight, wala namang light kasi nga off na ni sun. Kaya ayun, to total 2 image lang magagawa mo sa isang sa process ng heliography. Kaya nakaisip si Louis Daguerre collaborating with Joseph ng mas mabilis pa. So yun, the more na mas mabilis yung pag-process ng pagbuo ng image or ng permanent image, mas madaming chance na makakagawa ng madaming permanent image. Okay? And for a trivia, guys, during the daguerreotype in year 1839, this image of a man, which this is Robert Cornelius. So, Robert Cornelius is the man who have the world first selfie taken. Okay? So, itong taong to, si Robert yan, and ito yung pinakaunang selfie talaga na nangyari during sa panahon nila. And even right now, this is the first selfie. Okay? So, yeah, ang ginamit dito is yung daguerreotype. Okay? Kasi nga naman, mas pinabilis na yung yung exposure niya, which is 3 to 15 minutes. Okay? 3 to 15 minutes. So, before, mag-expose ka ng 8 hours sa light. So, ngayon, mas pinadali sa daguerreotype, which is, grabe, ilang hours yung nabawas niya. And, nahulog na minutes na lang yung paghihintay para mabuo yung image. Pero, medyo matagal pa din naman yun, no, kung i-compare natin sa ngayon, na isang click mo lang, nakuha mo na agad yung image mo. Okay? So, yeah. Painom muna ako ng tubig, guys, ha. Okay, so, yun. During the daguerreotype, doon din nagawa yung first selfie. Okay? Selfie. Now, sorry. Okay, let's move on to the fourth one, which is the collodion process. Okay? But again, let's recap. First stage is yung camera obscura. Second stage is yung first permanent photograph which invented in the year 1826 to 1827, and by the 1839 we able to have the daguerreotype, which invented or nagawa ni Louis Daguerre collaborating with Joseph. Okay? So now, let's proceed to the fourth one, which is the collodion process, which happened during the 1850s. Okay? So, a new photographic technique called the collodion process replaced the daguerreotype. It had faster exposure times and clearer images. So, ganun pa rin naman yung yung ginawa nila to improve pa din at mas pinabilis pa siya. This process used glass plates coated with a chemical mixture, improving the quality of photographs. So, ganun pa din, mas pinaganda, mas pinadali yung kanyang process. Unlike before, kahit ako hindi naman, kung iisipin ko, matagal din naman talaga yung 3 to 15 minutes na exposure. So, before pala guys, so meron na naman tayong another trivia. Before, exposure times for the earliest daguerreotypes range from 3 to 15 minutes as what I said. So, ang time exposure kasi ni daguerreotype for able to process yung image niya is 3 to 15 minutes. So, ang nangyayari, para hindi mangalay or para maibsan yung pangangalay ng katawan or ng neck, lalo na sa neck part ng ating mga pinipicturean or yung nagtitake ng photos, is they use a neck braces. People use neck braces and drugs. So, mali kayo na iniisip na drugs, guys, ha? Okay? So, ang drugs sinasabi dito is yung opium. Okay? Opium. This is the name of drug na iniinom nila in order to keep still. Para steady lang sila. Kasi nakakangalay din naman talaga yung 3 to 15 minutes. And that's why pala, there is nobody or bihira lang tayong makakita ng taong nakasmile. Kasi nga, ang tagal mo rin kasi ma-expose, 3 to 15 minutes. So, as you can see, no, nakikita natin sa mga, lalo na sa mga, katulad ng mga tawag nito, yung mga before, yung mga dating mga pictures, mga selfies, naka-poker face lang sila. Nakaganyan lang sila, oh. Kasi nga naman, ang tagal lang time din, 3 to 15 minutes. Kung i-convert mo yan, parang ilang oras na din yan, nakaganyan ka. So, grabe talaga. So, by the collodion process is, pina-improve nila yon, like, para hindi na like, mag-take pa ng drugs, like, which is the opium. para makip yung ano nila, yung posture nila and maiwasan yung pangangalay. But at least ma-relieve ganun. Kasi hindi naman talaga nawawala yung pangangalay. Lalo na yung naka-steady ka lang sa isang lugar tapos nakaupo, then straight body. So, yun yung another trivia natin during the daguerreotype na that is the reason bakit walang mga taong nakasmile or bihira lang tayo makakita ng mga selfies or ng mga pictures which is portrait na hindi nakasmile. Kasi nga 3 to 15 minutes yung exposure time nila. Okay? So, after collodion process, now for the last stage which is the early development. So, dito na tayo kay early development. So, as you can see on the picture, so this is a Leica camera portable. So, it's not Leica, it's Leica. Okay, Leica. Okay, Leica and portable camera. So, let's read, okay, the text here. So, throughout the 19th century, photography evolved. So, totoo naman talaga nga na nag-evolve na talaga. Kasi, lalo na ngayon to compare right now na sobrang dali na lang talaga. And we can do photography in our cellphone, di ba? Sobrang accessible na at napakabilis. Unlike before na sobrang tagal and hindi siya gaano kalinaw. Okay? So, improvements in lenses, di ba? As what I said kanina, in regards with camera obscura na walang lenses. So, exposure times and photographic processes made it easier to capture images. So, by the late 1800s, photography was used for scientific, documentation, portrait, and journalism. So, this Leica camera is gamit na gamit talaga to when it comes to journalism. So, ito sikat na to na camera during the 1800s kasi ito yung ginagamit for journalism, for documentation, and sobrang dali na din mag-take ng pictures. So, actually, marami pa talagang mga cameras na na-invent ng mga inventors natin. And to overall, so from the in addition from the early camera obscura experiments to modern day, which is the smartphones, diba? Photography has transformed over the centuries. So it evolved from a scientific curiosity about light and images into an accessible art form and technology that billions of people use worldwide. So, grabe talaga yung evolution and yung improvements na nangyari, di ba? Kasi from camera obscura na nakaka-project ng image pero hindi temporary, then until someone which is Joseph na nakapag-invent ng permanent photograph, but in somehow sobrang tagal naman, it take 8 hours in order to finish the permanent image or the product. So, naka-invent na naman si Louis na bakit hindi tayo gumawa ng mas mabilis kung saan may mas maganda pang quality ng permanent image at mas madami pa yung ma-produce or magawa ng mga permanent image. And mas hindi pa masyadong matagal yung exposure time. And until sa nag-evolve sa collodion process and now to early development na meron na tayong mga digital cameras na nagamit, 'di ba? May mga meron na tayong camera sa ating cellphone, 'di ba? We don't need to wait for a long time of period or hours para lang hintayin yung permanent photograph, but we can have it in just a click, 'di ba? Pag picture pa lang natin, picture tayo. Oh, eto na. 'Di ba? Madali na. And even doing my day, no, 'di ba? After natin mag-picture, pwede na tayong i-upload natin sa social media. So very easy, madali na tayong makapag-update, makapag-post ng pictures, and makapag-upload, makapag-send, makapagbigay ng information like using photography And especially when it comes to documentation, madali na lang because of the inventions of different inventors, 'di ba? So, yeah, napakadali na talaga ngayon. And to summary ang ating topic ngayon, I hope na may natutunan kayo at meron kayong makikeeps na mga lessons na ating diniscuss. It's kind of really short, but I just summarize it para naman at least ma-highlight natin yung pinaka-importante. But if you are really curious in regards pa sa mga cameras pa na lalo na yung mga hindi ko pa na-mention ng mga cameras, you can search it to Google. Meron naman tayong mga pictures dyan, makikita ninyo na yung mga evolution ng camera. But as of now, we just highlight the evolution or the origin of photography. Okay, so to summarize, we have discussed the camera obscura, which is from 5th century and 5th century BCE, and also second is the first permanent photograph, which is invented by Joseph Nicéphore Niépce, and third is daguerreotype, which is invented or nagawa ni Louis Daguerre together or collaborating with Joseph, and in the year 1839. And next is the collodion process, kung saan mas pinabilis pa ang daguerreotype. Okay? And next is the early development, kung saan by the 1800s nakagawa ng Leica camera na ginamit for journalism, documentation, and capturing important things, 'di ba? Mga events ganyan. And until up right now, na we are now using, we can do photography through our cell phones, 'di ba? So, kahit wala tayong digital camera na like Canon, na mga sikat na mga brand, is even sa cellphone natin is even in our laptop. Right now, I am using my laptop na merong camera, and it is really easy for me na makapag-take ng videos or do a film or even photos, 'di ba? And that is a really great improvement na na-discuss natin ngayon. Okay? So, I hope everyone na may natutunan kayo sa ating discussion when it comes to the origin of photograph, and also the definition of photograph, and how photograph become a form of art. No? Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video and or this class sharing natin. So, before I end this vlog, I would like to drop a quote which is came from Ansel Adams. It says, "Photography is more than a medium for factual communication of ideas. It is a creative art." So, I hope na may natutunan kayo sa ating subject na art appreciation about the photography as a form of art. See you guys, and thank you so much once again. Bye-bye!